Hey guys, this is Master Luthier Anton Kreutz, and today we're reaching out to you from the KC Strings Luthier Workshop. In this episode, we're going to talk about the extensions we created and how we install them. Check it out. We have wood extensions with gates. We also have brass extensions with gates and with a slide. Now, the uniqueness about this design is that the string goes around the wheel and around the scroll. Most base extensions, you have to cut away at the scroll and drill through it in order for the string to go. Now, we originated this design in the year 2000. Now, there are some people that say they originated it, but we really did in the year 2000. And we have bass players all over the country and all over the world that have been playing on these extensions since that time. One of the things I want to talk about is not only the gates, but the uniqueness about the slide, which nobody else has. The slide extension could go up and down, and then afterwards, the bass player can finger the notes that they want. These extensions come with full instructions about how to install them. So any luthier in any shop can be able to install these extensions for you. Now, we want this video to be educational, and so we'll go and we'll have a video of how we install it here. You can see this bass is starting off exactly as any bass does with all four strings on there. The extension is long. We're going to start cutting it off. We're going to cut off the nut and then put the extension on it, and we'll see how it's going to fit. Next, we have to take off all the strings in order to take off the nut next. Taking off the strings is of course made a lot easier with a string unwinder that you could buy at KC Strings. We're going to take the whole nut off, and afterwards we're going to cut the E side of the nut off to fit the extension on. 1 millimeter away from the A string, we draw a line, and we're going to cut this section off. With a 1 millimeter away from the A, we're going to cut that off, and that is where the extension is going to fit. As you can see, we've cut off the nut 1 millimeter away from the A string. Now we're going to glue it on to the nut landing, butting up against the fingerboard. We will also have strings that will go on and hold the nut down, and the A string this time will go on the E machine. Now the extension, we've taken all the machines off. They come off like this, all the gates. The extension will go on this way. This round part will be fit to the scroll. This part here will be fit to the side cheeks of the scroll, and then after that's fit, we're going to cut off the extension to the length that we need. At this point, we carved away the area here so it could better fit on the cheeks, and here we started marking off with a China marker on the scroll, and we fit the round part onto the scroll this way. This part we cut off with a hacksaw, and it cuts through the wood and the brass so that it fits here. Then we take the string, put it on center, and what you want is for it to be right where the E string used to be, and maybe just a little closer to the edge, because the gate, when it clamps down, it'll push it in. Now, as you can see right at this point, we could fit the extension left and right, and the string moves. And so as we go down, because there's still a lot of room for it to go down, we can narrow in on the angle that we want the extension to be. So at this point, it's really right on the money. We just need to lower it down straight, and the string will go lower. Hello, we're back, and it took us a while to fit this, but I want to show you what we're doing. The half round part that goes over the winding, as you can see, we have that fitted here, and then we dyed that black. We fitted that here, dyed that black, and put a little L bracket on the side here that's going to go against the back peg box wall. And here we put it down like this. Right here we have a slot where the string goes, and that's in essence like the nut slot, but it's on the fingerboard. You don't really need a little higher nut because the string is really higher up than the bridge is. Now, how you know that the angle is correct is that underneath the string to the bottom of this fingerboard, extension fingerboard, is 5 millimeters. And that's how you know the angle is. So you could have an angle this high or you could have it lower, but when you measure and it's 5 millimeters from the bottom of the string to what we call this extension fingerboard, then you know that the angle of the fingerboard is right. And as you can see, the string is also in the same area that the other strings are at, you know, relative to each other. Here we have a height of the extension fingerboard that's at the same height that the bottom of the notch of the nut are. So you could see that the bottom here, once the gate will clamp down and the string will be off the fingerboard at the same height that the other strings are. Hi guys, we're back with the finished extension, and the C extension string is now on it, and the C extension goes around the scroll now and into the former A machine of the bass. The string is at the right height off the fingerboard, and we've installed the E gate that closes perfectly right on it. And the gate itself is absolutely in line with the nut, and it clamps down the string onto the extension fingerboard, where now the string is off the actual fingerboard at the same height that the other ones are. The gates can be maneuvered anywhere you want on the extension. Most players have them every half step, and you can tighten them up in the place where you want. And you have another gate. Some players leave them off. And only have the E gate, and that's great too. Well, we're done with the extension, and here it is. The string is going around the extension, around the scroll, and out the extension onto the old A machine. All the gates work. We can have the same type of extension in brass. We have the same action. The string goes around the extension and through onto the A machine head. I hope you enjoyed this video of how we install our extension. We did pioneer this extension, and we know more about it than anybody else in the world. If you have any questions about these extensions, feel free to email us, call us, and we'll help you out. Also, you could buy them online at kcstrings.com. We hope to see one of them on your bass. Until next time.